What's going on, guys? Alright, this video is going to kind of suck, but it's just something to throw together. I've had a lot of people asking me questions on how to stream videos, but I've also had quite a few people asking me for how to play guitar. People have said they've seen me play guitar, they like the way I play guitar, they want to kind of learn how to play metal, kind of like the way I do. The truth is that I'm not such a good guitar player that I know how to teach guitar. I taught myself guitar just because I grew up in such a small town that I didn't know anyone as far as who could teach me how to play guitar. I mean, I got my first guitar by trading a skateboard for it, so it's like there was nobody in that town who was interested in learning guitar that I didn't, I just taught myself. As far as playing metal, I mean, for a long time I was just playing rock music. As far as metal, I didn't even start playing metal until about 2006, 2005, so I really haven't even been playing metal for very long. I'll kind of give you some basics, just some ideas. If that's what you're wanting to learn, that's really all I know how to teach you. As far as, okay, let's go with basics, I guess. Most metal is played in a low tune. Of course, the standard tune is E, B, G, D, A, E, starting from that to that, so it's E, B, G, D, A, E. Most metal is played lower than that. A lot of metal is played in what they call a drop tuning. You know, where in standard tuning you match up the fives to do your little for tuning. Drop tuning, you're going to do the same method except for your top string you go to a 7 fret. Your 7 fret is going to match your open fret on the next one. So your thickest string is going to be 7 and then open on the next one. And that's when you're in a drop tuning, when those match up. And then the other ones will match up as normal. So there you go. I'm playing right now in a drop C tuning. That just means that my top string there is a C and the rest are matched up to it. I've played a few songs in a drop B tuning, but then when I do the chugging, it sounded a little too muddy, so I just went up a note. Distortion. If you're going to play metal, distortion is actually a key factor. You want to choose the right distortion for you. You don't want to have too much highs in it. You don't want to have too much lows in it. You want a really good even balance. Basically, you want it low enough to when you're chugging. You want to really be able to hear that bass. Sorry, I'm in an apartment, so you really can't hear the full effect of it, but you get the idea. But you also want it high enough to where you can still be going. You still want it high enough to certain little parts. You just want to have those good highs in it. Very common metal high riff is the little something like that. So distortion is really an important factor. If you want to know what I play with a Distortion Factory DF7 made by Digitech. That's right. I have some by Boss, some by Digitech, so I don't remember. Digitech DF7, I like that one because it actually has a little button on it that gives you 7 different distortions that you can choose from. I keep mine on level 5 if you own one. That's how you know what I play with. Another thing is if you really want to do melodic metal, get yourself a chorus pedal. Chorus pedal, of course, is just going to just add some chorusy sound to it. But then when you're playing melodic metal, especially if you have a second guitarist behind you and you guys are doing kind of alternate picking and stuff, it's going to make it sound really, I don't know, cool. So that's with the chorus pedal. In my opinion, effects are a good key part of metal music. I mostly just use a wah pedal and a distortion for my metal songs. Every now and then you go kind of clean, just for whatever parts. This video is going to be way too fucking long, I swear. I might have to break this up into 3 different parts. Anyway, so let's go with a basic construction. We're going to go with what I call chugging. I don't know what it's actually called in the guitar world. I call it chugging. That's just when you're doing... What you're doing is you're palm muting it. If you don't know what a palm mute is, you're just taking this part of your palm, you're holding it as close to the bridge of the guitar as possible. You're not pressing hard, you're just laying on top of it. So it mutes the string. Whereas if you're not doing that, you hear open, palm mute, you just lightly against the strings, and it mutes it. It makes that nice heavy low sound. It's just like real in your face kind of thing. Anyway, so chugging. There's different ways to chug. It'll change the song completely. It'll change the riff completely. So it depends on what you want to do. You can start with just doing downstrokes, and we'll just do, I don't know the beat measure, but we'll just be doing. Very simple, but also pliable. You can also add different frets in there, so you can be. Then just experiment with that, and you can do measures of twos. You can do measures of three. You can technically do infinite, although if you start doing too much, it just starts sounding like what I call hyper chugging. Hyper chugging is just when you're doing. Which is also very common, especially in certain verses or choruses of some metal songs. What you were seeing me do is what we call alternate picking. Alternate picking is just meaning you're going down, but when you're coming up, you stroke it again, so that you're going. Alternate picking is so important in metal, because if you guys like the super breakdowns where all these kids do their little hardcore dancing and stuff, breakdowns very important. What you're going to do is you're going to do a mixture of the alternate picking. You're doing a mixture of that as well as your chugging. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, I'm just trying to think of something I could play right now. Now all that was going to downstrokes, then into the alternate picking. So it's going, so down, down, then you're going to go da-da-da-da. So you're going da-da-da-da. Down, up, down, up. So it's. Now, your wrist is going to move a little bit, but you don't want to move your whole wrist. We're not a punk band. We're not. So you're just kind of more or less moving your fingers. And when I say your fingers, I'm not just meaning these little guys here. I'm talking about your entire fucking finger bones, because you really want to be able to get all that moving to be able to do alternate picking well. So once again, you're going chug, chug, then alternate. What I did is I added an extra chug there to kind of make it sound a lot more heavy. So you're going down, down, da 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 da, down. So it's. So then there you go. Wow, this video is getting really long, so I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this video. I'm going to throw it over to another video. I'm just teaching real basics here, so go ahead and check out that other video. Check out other people's guitar videos on YouTube. There are so many other guitarists that are better than me. Please check them out. Give them props.